Money blocks, blooming money blocks. We want to create success, we want to have financial abundance, but then we just feel like we're blocking ourselves, we're holding ourselves back, it's not happening. You just feel like you're behind a glass wall and everything you want's on the other side and you're squished up against it, but you just can't break through. And I have felt like that so many times, and I've had so many money blocks over the years. So I really want to take you behind the scenes of my journey and my money blocks and share them with you, and then share how I broke out of that pattern and how I actually started to generate revenue in my business. This episode is actually part of a larger series where I've been taking people right back to the beginning of my journey, going from an idea, literally all the tiny little steps I've taken to take that idea and turn it into a business that generates millions. So if you haven't watched the other episodes, definitely check them out. One of the things that I've been talking about is, how much we get in our own way and we hold ourselves back, and the imposter syndrome. Money blocks is one of those things where I think so many of us struggle, especially for women, because for the women I speak to, I think so many of us, we lack confidence in ourselves and we lack the courage to put ourselves out there and to actually sell something. We can feel like we're not good enough, we feel like we need to do more, we need more qualifications in order to create something and actually sell it. And this can land us in a bit of a pickle, because if we can't sell something, then we can't build a successful business and it's not going to work. When I started building the Female Entrepreneur Association, so prior to that I built a successful phone unlocking business. It generated lots of revenue, which was great. I was selling someone else's service. But when it came to me selling my own ideas, my business, the Female Entrepreneur Association, it was my baby. I struggled so much with this idea of selling and creating anything to sell. Firstly, it was this whole thing around imposter syndrome of like, who am I to actually create something and sell it? Like, how dare I? It kind of felt like that. But then the other piece I struggled with was, I just want to help people. I want to help people, and it feels wrong to make money from helping people. It feels wrong to make money when I just want to inspire and empower people. That's all I want to do. I just want to help. And if I start making money, then my focus is going to be about me making money, me taking rather than me giving, and that would be completely wrong, and I can't do that. And that was one of my biggest money blocks that I wasn't aware of. It all came crumbling down on me in December of 2012. I'd completely run out of money, literally had nothing left to buy Christmas presents for my family, and I was massively panicking. I remember going to see a friend of mine, Jason Jackman, and he sat me down and I told him about my problems, and he said to me, Carrie, the most powerful voice you can ever listen to is your own. You need to reprogram your mind for success. You need to reprogram your mind for financial abundance. And so he taught me how to create a guided visualization for myself. He taught me phrases to say to help me to overcome my money blocks and program my mind instead of feeling like I'm stuck, and all these things I was telling myself about money, he helped me to deprogram them. That day, I made a financial abundance guided visualization for myself. I literally wrote it all out and I recorded this guided visualization and I began listening to it. The other big thing I did was I sat down and I started to figure out, what are my money blocks? What is holding me back and stopping me? And in sitting down and really thinking it through and really writing about it, I realized I'm afraid to make money because I'm afraid if I make money that I am no longer helping people. I'm going to derail everything and people are not going to like me anymore because I'm going to be about making money and not about helping them. And I realized a lot of it came back to this whole thing of wanting to be loved. And I think for so many of us, it is this desire to want to be loved. And because of that, we don't want to put ourselves out there in a way that might destroy that. So we protect ourselves. And so much I think of what I was doing was protecting myself. I really had to sit down and get clear on that. So I got clear on it, I started doing my guided visualizations, and something really weird began to happen. So a couple of days after that, I was in my inbox reading my emails, and I was on the newsletter for somebody called Lewis Howes. I opened his email, which often I never did, because sometimes, when you get newsletters, you just don't open them. And then I read it, and for some reason I clicked through, scrolled all the way down to the comments, and was looking in the comments. I just never do this, ever. Anyway, in the comments, Lewis had replied to somebody and left his Gmail address. So I copied it, and I was like, I'm going to email him. So I emailed Lewis Howes, and I nearly fell off my chair when I received a response back from him. So I ended up chatting with his business partner at the time, and at the time he worked with Amy Porterfield, and Amy Porterfield at the time sold her program called FB Influence. I hosted a webinar with Amy Porterfield and I invited my audience to that workshop. I lived in my sister's apartment in her spare bedroom. I was sat with a glass of wine beside me. All I had to do was introduce Amy, and I was terrified. I was so nervous, but I did it. We split the commission 50-50. At the end of that hour, I had made about $2,000 and I was like, oh my gosh, I just made $2,000. Then after that, people started emailing me like, thank you so much for doing this webinar. It was so amazing. I bought FB Influence. It's so incredible. Thank you so much for the opportunity. And I was like, they're thanking me. I've been so afraid to sell and they are thanking me. I've done them a favor. It dawned on me that all this time I'd been thinking that me selling something to them was me doing them a disservice because it was all about me making money, when actually it wasn't. It was about me being of service. It was me helping them even more in a way I couldn't when it was just all about free stuff. The disservice was not doing more, not sharing more, not offering them the next step, not offering something that they could buy so I could help them on a bigger level and where I could add more value. And once that started to click into place for me, I felt like, oh my gosh, I can amplify my value. I can amplify how I can help people. It was such an incredible and powerful experience, and I wanted to share that with you because that was me in the business I'm currently in, struggling, feeling that panic, hanging on, just hanging on. I realized it's not about pushing harder. It's about allowing what you want to flow. And you can only allow what you want to flow when you're able to overcome your blocks and move past your blocks. Because if you're pushing and pushing and pushing on your blocks, they're still there, but actually you can move them out of your way and then you allow things to flow and it's not a push. Firstly, if you feel that way, just know that you can still build a really, really, really successful business, because I have. I've gone on to make millions and millions and millions in this business. And that's going from a place of having these big money blocks. So you can 100% do it and you can overcome your money blocks and break through them. The 3 things that I really feel like are so powerful to do are, 1, sitting down with a pen and a piece of paper and getting really clear on how do you feel about money? What are the things that bubble up for you when you think about money, when you think about where you're stuck with money, when you think about what you want, like how does it make you feel? Like how do you feel and what is coming up? What beliefs do you have around money? But why do I feel like this? I'm afraid to charge people because I'm worried that I won't be helping them. But why do I feel like this? And when you peel back the layers, you start to really get to the truth of it. It's just really interesting to like expose that and just to get it out in the air, create that awareness around your money blocks. That's the first thing. The second thing, like Jason told me, create a guided visualization for yourself. Use your own voice. I will leave a link to my guided visualization. I will also leave a link to a freebie that I've got on how you can actually create your own guided visualization. So I'll leave that link for you. Create your own visualization. Your voice is the most powerful voice you can listen to. Open your mind to allowing money to flow. Open your mind, and when you're doing your visualizations, I do mine every day, experience that feeling of money flowing to you. What would that feel like if you did have money flowing to you? What would it feel like if you did have $1 million sat in the bank account? Like, what would that feel like? Experience it now like it's yours, like it's there for you, like it's real. Because the thing is, if you have a real $1 million in your bank account, you can't see it, you can't touch it. So you right now could experience what it would be like to have that. What would that mean for you? What would that be like for you? Experience it, feel the energy of that, and allow yourself to start feeling comfortable knowing that that's going to be yours, that is going to flow to you with ease. When I started doing that, opportunities started to arise, weird coincidences started to happen that enable me to then start making money, like the email from Lewis Howes. And what I would say on the third thing on this piece is look out for the opportunities, spot the opportunities. So once you start programming yourself for financial abundance, all of a sudden you start spotting opportunities everywhere, because the brain is so clever in the way it works and it will find the opportunities for you. When the opportunity presents, act on it. Go for it. Say yes and go for it. I mean, I've had money blocks over the years, but it's about working your way through them proactively so that you can get to that place where it's flowing with more ease. And that is such a magical and powerful place to get to. If you've got money blocks, you are not alone. I think they creep up all the time for all of us. It's just about acknowledging them, creating that awareness and going through those simple steps that we can all go through that can make such a big difference to where you can get, because you don't want to keep holding yourself back. Like, it's just miserable and you will get so fed up with yourself if you keep doing that. We've got actually some incredible masterclasses on this topic, so I'll leave the links down below. I would definitely recommend going and checking them out because this is such an important topic and definitely one for us to break through. Very excitingly, in the next episode, I'm going to dive deeper into webinars with you, and I'm going to break down how I have done webinars over the years and how it has become such a huge strategy for success for me and how you can use them too. It's so powerful. So I'm so excited to tell you more on that. So I will see you in the next episode. If you want more help help to build a really successful online business, then come and take our quiz. We're going to ask you a few simple questions, and then after that we'll give you a personalized plan for how you can build a really successful business based on where you are at. Go and take it, the link is below, and I will see you in the next episode.